Today is the 1st of July 2021. It is the first sunny day. We have had rains plus a bit of sunshine, rain, then sunshine, and so the plants have done really well. Bumblebees are doing well, and these are the blackberry flowers. There's some blackberries have just come, but they are not ready. Here are the flowers. These are the blackberry flowers, and yes, the blackberries are forming, but they are not ripe, not yet. So good crop of blackberries this year. The blackberries are probably, hopefully, going to be ready in about a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. Depends on the weather. Rain is predicted till Sunday week. Pink flowers are doing well. These are wildflowers. Stinging nettles are doing very, very well. And the little yellow flowers are doing well. And here is some more wildflowers. Little white things. Quite a good bed of these here, and a lovely bed of blackberries mixed up with the stinging nettles. In order to harvest the blackberries, the stinging nettles will have to be cut down so one can reach the blackberries. Hopefully we'll do that later today. Grass has seeded, so people who are suffering from pollen will have grass pollen. Lots of lovely grass here, grass heads. They're not very far from the meadow. So let's see if the meadow hay has been cut for horses yet. Lots and lots of lovely flowers for blackberries here. Must keep an eye on these, so as soon as they ripen, here is another patch with lots and lots of flowers. So hopefully lots and lots of blackberries. These are wild blackberries, so they are not as sweet, but they make very, very, very good jam and apple crumble. This is the same view where the bluebells were in May. They have now all seeded and all died down because the canopy has increased. It is 1st of July, so the light down here is very low. So no primroses, no bluebells, but a good crop of hay. The hay is ready, almost ready for cropping, but the ground is totally waterlogged. Today is the only dry day, and rain is predicted, and looked again till Friday week. And there, obviously I'm not sure about Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully when the ground dries, then they will be able to crop the hay for the horses, feed for winter. The bird is singing. More birds will sing at dusk. Dusk is around about 9:15 p.m. tonight, local time, British summer time. I hope 100 years from now you will also be able to hear these birds in these woods. We have to keep this habitat, not build houses. What I see is that new housing is about 450 to 500,000 pounds each. So the normal person on a normal salary cannot afford it. And then I know several instances of where people from Europe and Malaysia and other places have just bought the housing for investment. So cutting down beautiful forests so people can buy land for investment and housing for investment is not the plan. Should not be the plan. The ground is really, really waterlogged. Water table is very close to the ground. Pond is full. They are predicting a heat wave in July. Should it happen, there is plenty of water because the rains will come anyway in September. When the trade winds change. A forest of beautiful flowers, lovely pink flowers by the pond. This is bracken. It used to be kept down by having cattle, but now it's just growing. There are no cattle or sheep here. It's too damp for sheep, so cattle would have done well here. But one has to be very big to have cattle. The small holdings that these probably were, where people just had a few cattle and fatted a calf and a sheep, that's gone. Again, that's progress, things change, but the bracken is reigning supreme here. This is a different a kind of blackberries. They're very, very small. They ripen quite late. We shall keep an eye on them, and they're not very sweet, quite sour. But blackberry and apple crumble is very nice. Blackberry and apple jam is very nice. Remember, these are all organic. Here is a young oak. It's obviously got to this height over several years. The squirrels bury the nuts, and then gradually some they find to eat and others they don't. So the oak trees grow. I won't live long enough to see this oak tree grow into a giant, but it is here among the bracken. This bracken has really grown here because the sky is sort of that much is open, so there's a lot of light, and they have grown. This is bracken under the trees. They are not very tall because they're not got the large amount of sunlight which they need. This tree is growing to get bigger and bigger, hopefully. You can hear the birds here. I shall take another photo of the foxgloves by the pond. They are really in their bloom today. A larger variety of birds here. Different bird songs. Blackberry flowers are trying to be pollinated under the bracken. Life tries to hang on to some sort of living. These blackberries are again hoping that they will be able to fruit and get eaten before the bracken covers them. Amazing, beautiful flower. These blackberry flowers are in full swing. They are really very, very, very busy. So hopefully we'll have a good crop of blackberries. These are the leaves of the primroses, and they are busy growing. There is plenty of water in the streams, plenty. These are the headwaters of the river belt, or one of the headwaters of the river belt, and we have to keep it clean and flowing. Here are some more primroses, or leaves only. This is where there were millions and hundreds and thousands of wood anemones, or milkmaids as the locals call them, but they have now all died down because the canopy is so dense. This is what environmentalist would say it's unfavorable, because you need to have these old spindly trees cut down so that the insects have time to mate. But that's a lot of work. These are common orchids, obviously not so common now. They like a well-drained soil, and they are in their bloom, prime bloom at the moment. Some have actually finished, but there they are. Nice little display of beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. Amazing. So that's what this bed is looking like. That's purely because we opened the canopy a bit, and so that they had chance to grow really. They obviously lie dormant, and when it is right they come up, and they have come up this year. Beautiful. So back to in autumn, we will have to take it back. As you can see, the wood is encroaching on the meadow, and if we don't do it, take it back, then these flowers will not have a chance to bloom. They usually bloom at the edge of the meadow.